Breaking news, everybody. There has been an attack in Texas from this man right here. Allegedly, he is the suspect, and I believe he is now confirmed as the attacker. He was wearing a top saying property of Allah. I'm going to show you multiple clips today. I have multiple stories, also from Canada, also from France, also from across Europe. There is so much going on, but let's start off with this story first, as it is, well, devastating, to be honest. And it seems that many are speculating that there are sleeper cells across the entire world at this point.
We have a picture, and this is what we're finding out. We have a picture, and this is what we're finding out per multiple federal law enforcement sources to our own Bill Maloogian. The Austin mass shooter is a 53-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen who was born in Senegal and was living in Pflugerville, Texas. Material recovered from his person and inside the vehicle give possible indications of a nexus to terrorism, as the FBI announced earlier today. And remember what we said he had in his possession and was also wearing. The shooter was wearing clothing that said Allah on it. His sweater said property of Allah. And there's also known to be an undershirt with an Iranian flag and other materials inside. And remember what we have a picture.
And apparently he also had a Quran in his car. I mean, you can't make this up at this point. There are so many reports about this situation, and more information is continually coming out. This is a news report here that says Islamic terrorist, Texas bar shooter who killed 2 was wearing an Iranian flag and had Quran in his car. Now, I can't show you the footage here on YouTube, but you can follow me on Twitter, and I have shared footage of the aftermath on my Twitter profile. But definitely finish up this live stream first. We have so much to go through. It's Saint AVS on Twitter, by the way. There are a lot of people posting more and more information about who this man is now. Apparently, the Austin, Texas shooter was identified as this man right here, Ndiaga Diang, however you say his name, a naturalized U.S. citizen born in Senegal. He was wearing a sweatshirt that said property of Allah, an undershirt referring to Iran, and had a Quran in his car. I mean, you really can't make this up at this point. What is going on? So much insanity connected to the exact same ideology, but for some reason, people who lack intelligence aren't connecting the dots. So yeah, we have Tommy. He put out a tweet saying the US is under attack from within, and that's obviously true. It happened today. And I want to show you this because this goes to show how crazy the world really is. This lady here, Valentina Gomez, she put out this tweet saying Austin, Texas mass shooter, says all the information that we just went over. And I want to show you what she tweeted out here. She actually claimed that this shooter actually tweeted at her on this date, the 10th of the 11th, 2025, and said, just post your address, tough girl. And obviously we know that she is heavily speaking against Islam on a regular basis. So allegedly the shooter said this to Valentina Gomez. I mean, you can't make up these stories. And Tommy Robinson is right now in the United States. And this is what he had to say, a big warning for the Americans. And I do believe you should listen to him.
Mid workout, I've got to jump in here. America, the enemy are here. If this is a terrorist attack with the Quran, they'll tell you it's nothing to do with Islam, but the enemy are here. Now, you cannot allow your foreign policy decisions to be defined by the fear of a hostile group, a fifth column in your nation, who will commit violence and terrorism and jihad and rape and war and all that within your borders. And that is why Keir Starmer hasn't come out on the side of America, our allies. Now, if we were at war, going to war, and it was a problem for our national security, he'd expect America to help. Yeah, it's the reason why France have surrendered. So all these policies coming out, it's the reason why they recognise the Palestinian state. If there was no Muslims in these nations, they wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have done that. But they're scared. They're scared of the hostile reaction by that community. And your enemy are here. They're in America. Yeah, they're in America. You've got to stop it now. Get ahead of the game. Don't allow you to become slaves like Europe has. Leaders are slaves. They're scared. They're fearful. People are scared. Okay, confront it now.
And it's definitely true. People in the United Kingdom, people in the West have become afraid to speak out against Islam, to speak out against these ideas that are not compatible with Western societies, because they're afraid of being called bigots and racist and Islamophobes and all these terms that have just been thrown about like nothing. Now, we are going to talk about the Texas situation more later on, but I want to show you this because nobody's talking about it. In Toronto, Canada, Islamic regime sleeper cells in Toronto, Canada, fired 17 bullets into an Iranian activist's boxing gym. And yeah, I want to show you this footage real quick because they show the holes in the windows.
I
mean, it is, I believe they are speaking Persian or whatever language, you know, Farsi, but you can still get the context by following along. It's only a 1-minute clip.
کردم به باشگاه ما و شروع کردم به تیراندازی 17 تا تیر جنگی زدن کل این پیاما من گرفتم اما میبینین که چطوری به باشگاه ما حمله کردن که تمام تلاشمون این بود که بتونیم اینجا صدای مردم باشیم و جای گوله‌هاشون میبینین که دیگه چطوری رفته
crazy right
و این باشگاه از موقعی که تازه باز کردیم مقر این فعالیت‌های ما بود در تورنتو اما واقعیتش اینه که من آرزومه که در راه ایران و در راه اعلیحضرت جون بدم بمیرم همین الان 2 ماه شرمنده‌ام از اینکه
you know, if everybody coming in, by the way, we're just checking out this clip. So an Islamist has shot into a boxing gym in Toronto, Canada as well. It's crazy, unbelievable. Now, moving on, I want to show you what's been going on in Europe. This lady was confronted by a Muslim on a train, which threatened to kick her dog and pour vodka on its face, completely ignoring the fact that it's being filmed.
Okay,
Woman
we've asked you to
has
sit.
told the police. This is happening in Europe. This is mental.
I don't care.
Okay, we've asked you to
I
sit.
don't care, camera, I don't care. I will kick dog, I call him fuck off, take him away.
Stop it now.
Take daughter,
Now.
put vodka on her face.
What?
Yeah, and I kick your dog, call him fuck off 10 times.
Okay, I've just texted the British
I
Transport
don't
Police, so you
fucking
need
care.
to go.
The camera, I don't care.
I mean, you know, your mom, your sister, your female family members sometimes take the train, right? And this is what is being invited into Europe. I mean, take a look at this one. This is London. This is London right here. And Iranians are driving around or whatever. They're doing their thing in London and they get attacked by Muslims. I mean, this is crazy. This is what is taking place across Europe. Now, let me show you Paris. If you think this is just happening in one place, it's not. This is Paris. Afghans are apparently creating chaos and destroying the streets of Paris. For what? Throwing bins around, breaking people's cars, breaking people's property, wearing their flags, you know. I told you there's a lot that I have to show you today. A lot. Because, you know, I've noticed that the mainstream media, they normally focus on one thing at a time. But then all of the other stories that are also happening just don't get covered. We have an update from Congressman Randy Fine. He says a Muslim terrorist has attacked and killed Americans again, this time in Austin. And they wonder why I choose dogs. Mass deportations now. Let me know what you think about that comment in the comment section below. And meanwhile, we've been, you know, observing a few clips from this disgusting person, Sneako, just to be honest at this point, recently. Look at how he responded to the leader of a terrorist state, Iran, being killed.
امام علی صلوات الله علیه و سلامه علیهما در ماه مبارک رمضان با سر دادن ندای آسمانی فست و به رب الکعبه به ساحت مقدس الهی واصل گردید و شهد گوارای شهادت را در این ماه مبارک.
He just starts pretending that he's praying, or maybe he is praying, but if he's genuinely been brainwashed that much at this point, if he is that radicalized at this point, I wouldn't be surprised because of the people he hangs around. But he then said this.
But it's a reminder that this life is short. And so Khomeini, if he did die, if he died in this act, especially during the holy month of Ramadan, inshallah, he gets the highest rank in Jannah and he gets eternal paradise. He gets the highest rank, he gets martyrdom. That's the highest achievement we can get. But it's a reminder that this life is short.
That's what he thinks. So he is openly supporting a terrorist because that is who Khomeini is and was, should I say. And this lady, Laura Luma, has a great point. She says, how come Sneako hasn't been investigated by the FBI? He radicalizes young men to convert to Islam and honors Islamic terrorists on his streams. Kick paid him over $166,000 last month. Sneako is a Muslim. He is a threat to our national security, in my opinion, celebrating Iranian IRGC attacks on the US and US allied countries. So apparently he's also been celebrating these attacks.
We're here at the site of a ballistic missile impact in Tel Aviv. First responders are currently digging through the debris to see if there are any other survivors. We know there were at least 20 people injured in this last barrage, and the building was on fire when we arrived. There is a huge response, but the incoming fire is making it challenging because these first responders have to keep running into shelters. We just saw 2 civilians pulled out of the building and taken away. There are teams with dogs, and there are still firefighters working to put out the blaze inside of the building. This is what Israel is now dealing with. The Iranians directly targeting major population centers here. And I'm just going to have my cameraman, Yaniv, zoom in here. These first responders are using megaphones, and they are calling out to see if there are any survivors amid the debris. And today, Israel is striking back, launching a series of airstrikes in the heart of the Iranian capital of Tehran. You can see in this video here a building that was reduced to rubble. An Israeli intelligence official telling Fox News this building was used by the...
Well, my stream is now lagging, and it's also been demonetized, apparently. So hopefully it stops lagging and you can continue watching it. But yeah.
IRGC leadership to...
I'm going to have to refresh.
Command the crackdown on protesters earlier this year. We do expect Israeli strikes like this to continue with the support of the Trump administration. It was described to me earlier as the closest partnership possible between the United States and Israel as they are bringing...
Okay, so anyway, that happened. Sneako was apparently cheering on attacks on American soil. We also have this. Listen to what Persian people have to say. They are foreign. They are occupied by the Islamic regime. And I actually learned something new from this video. So I want to show you this because I did not know this about their flag.
So, you know, when you hear us Persians say that we've been foreign occupied by Islam, what we mean is genuinely the people that have taken us over, these guys right here, they are not even Iranian. They are not even Persian. These lot are Arab Islamists who have come into our country, taken us over and forced our people to follow their rules. Look at the flag that they replaced ours with. Can you see the small letters embedded within the flag? These are Arabic letters. Our own people can't even read the flag. This is the level of foreign occupation we're talking about. And I think not many people are aware of the situation. So it's important to spread this message so you guys understand what we're going through here and why we're so passionate about getting our land back.
So yeah, I did not know that about their flag, but very, very interesting. And when the Iranian people who are occupied are telling you with their own mouth what is going on, probably should listen since they're speaking from firsthand experience. Now, this story I found very interesting, right? Remember what I reported on the other day about Gorton and Denton and the Green Party, the Islamic Green Party that somehow got elected in the United Kingdom? Well, The Sun reported that a man from Gorton and Denton left furious after Hannah Spencer, the MP, bought 4 sausage rolls. Yeah, can't make this up, mate. Saying if he had known she eats pork, he would have never forced his entire family to vote for her. I mean, this last sentence here, it almost sounds satire, right? He would not have forced his entire family to vote for her. Oh, man, you can't even. And this is what the idea, this is the actual ideology behind many of these Muslims in the West. This is what they want, and they tell you from their own mouth.
Britain is Darul Haram because they are, you know, anathema to God's law. They're not implementing it. They're violating His sanctity, and therefore, this is war against Allah and His Messenger. We are obliged as Muslims to take the authority away from the people who have it and implement the Sharia. Now, I hope that can come in a very peaceful way. I hope that we can do that in a way, you know, where there's no bloodshed. The Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that, you know, if the Muslims have authority and they have the ability to remove oppression, they must remove the oppression. So we believe man-made law is oppression, because they are implementing non-Islamic law, violating their own sanctity. So, you know, if we are in a position of power and authority, we are obliged to take that authority, you know, with the minimum force and to implement the Sharia, certainly. So, this will be the case one day in Britain.
And when you talk about jihad, you're not talking about spiritual striving. You're talking about military jihad.
No, I think there are two types of jihad in which people are engaging in today. One is the jihad of the word, and the other is jihad of the sword. So in Britain, we are engaged in the jihad of the word. And, it's as important to remove the ideological foundation and, if you like, the pillars of Western civilization, like democracy and freedom and secularism, and to expose them and to bring back people to worshipping the one true Lord, which is Allah, as much as it is important to remove the physical obstacles, which is the non-Islamic regime.
So yeah, they are telling us openly in the West what they are trying to do, trying to change our ideological system, trying to overthrow our laws, trying to replace our culture with theirs. And yet still the left do not get what's going on. It doesn't make any sense that anyone can be that ignorant. We do have strong men and women across the United Kingdom and the West, though, standing up and speaking the truth. But sadly, like, for example, this situation, when I'm putting a lot of my content out, it's being demonetized, which it doesn't discourage me because the message is more important than the money. But, I have to eat. I have to actually survive and pay bills. And it's almost as if when you report the truth without any filter, it's like, oh no, it has to be limited a bit because, you did this over here. That over there might be a little bit hateful. It's like, come on, man. And then you look at the Islamic streams, literally reading pure hate from their books. And then they're driving around in the newest BMWs, the newest Mercedes. Like, wake up, everybody. You need to do your part, share the media, speak the truth, open your own channels, start telling everybody. Don't let the news be buried. Don't let the truth be buried.
Far left, showtime in Hull, Patriots. Far left, terrorist sympathisers going home. Stood with the good people of Hull, Patriots, and all those supporters of the faith, disciples who stand for common sense and a big no to Marxism in our institutions and far left extremism, formed now politically by the Unholy Alliance. Crowds of them formed in every city in our constituencies and block voting to overturn this, a Christian land, into the Islamic Caliphate. Not on our watch. We're taking our country back, Patriots. Showtime in...
So yeah, a lot of patriots standing up now. And this is the problem here. You see these liberals? Right, look at these liberals here. This lady says, will the liberals ever learn? The Iranians wanted this. So here's the liberals post. Dear Iran, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Signed, a Black American woman. Now, it's kind of hilarious because look at the responses from actual Iranians. Iranian here, please mind your own business. We're celebrating today. Iranian here, don't be. We've been asking for liberation from the brutal Islamic dictatorship for a while. You just happen to be loud and uninformed. Iranian woman here, why are you sorry? We prayed for this. We are celebrating. This is what we wanted, and we thank the president for doing it. Yet you have these lefties thinking that they're being, virtuous by not understand. Well, you already get it, right? They don't understand the situation, and they're just basically making themselves look as an idiot. I want to show you this clip here of the streets of the United Kingdom today as Iranians went out and celebrated. It's a short clip, but this lady has a big message as well. So.
Oh, it's very cold. I have a channel called Let Women Speak. It's a women's rights movement, and we did a no hijab day. Yes. On the bridge in London. So we represented that movement for this country. Amazing. Tell me how is this? Tell the people of England and the United Kingdom how it feels to be Iranian.
It feels amazing. We are not 100% there, so we still have our fights. But the fact for 47 years, we've been fighting for our right as a woman. We went through so much. I can't tell you because women here, they don't know the meaning of living under oppression for this long. And one thing really hurts me, all these lefties, they don't value what they've got here. I think it's really sad. It's really sad. This is our second country. This is my host country, and I respect it with all my heart, and I love it. UK is my second country. I've been here for 25 years. So I've been here actually more than I've been in Iran. And it's really sad to see how much UK changed in the past few years. And we've been there. We've been there in 1979, the beginning of revolution. What UK is going through is really dangerous. We've gone through this. So please wake up. Please wake up. So it's a really this leftist movement, Marxism, and really extremist Islamists is really dangerous. So please wake up. That's all I can say. I really don't have any respect for the current government. I think they're brushing all the problem under the carpet, and they try to, they don't care really. And I think something needs to happen. Something needs to change.
Do you think there will be an impact on the sort of activism and information we see now that the regime is near its end?
Yes, 100%. I think IRGC, this is quite actually really serious that UK is the only kind of one of the few countries hasn't announced IRGC as a terrorist group, and I don't understand why. And I think, yes, this is an end, and you would really see the impact, the difference, because there is no more fund to fund, the pro-Palestinian, just pay them and, come out. We won't have any of it. So you would definitely see a positive impact.
Well, thank you so much. Everyone's gone.
Sorry, guys.
We'll see you at Parliament. We're going on the tube.
Sure.
Thank you.
So yeah, you get the point, right? And by the way, for everyone who's still here watching, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because recently people have been getting automatically unsubscribed from my channel. I did reach out to YouTube and they said it's not possible. That doesn't happen. But multiple people have been saying the opposite to me on this channel. So, whatever's true is true. But I tried to explain that to YouTube. They said, no, that can't happen. So just make sure you are still subscribed. If you want to be subscribed, I'm going to be going live a lot more frequently with these types of videos. Now, I want to get your opinion on this because, well, I personally have my own position and I want to know if you agree with me. It says, breaking, Khamenei worshippers and Islamic communists were arrested in handcuffs. Should we deport every single foreigner who openly pushes communism, socialism, Sharia law, jihad, and hates America with a burning passion? And I would include the West, all Western countries, not just America. A huge yes or a no. And here is the video of apparently an Islamist being arrested.
Watch your backs.
I agree. I agree with you all. I do also believe they should be deported. If they are in the West, whilst they hate the West, then why should they be allowed to stay? If they're advocating for things that are destructive to the Western way of life, of course they should be deported back to a country where they can practice what they believe in, right? Yeah, so thank you. I didn't get a single no in the entire chat, and I see there's many more yeses. Obviously, I'm not going to click on every single one, but thank you for your opinions. I greatly appreciate that. It's wonderful to know we have such an active community here. Now, do you know what? I want to show you this footage because it seems to have been buried. But for those of you who don't know, this man here is actually Ali Dawah, and he is one of the most famous Muslim apologists in the world. And recently, for those of you who don't know, the Dawah team, which is basically the Muslims in the world that go out preaching their religion, their cult ideology, they have been having like a lot of implosion within their community. People turning on each other, people hating each other, people backstabbing each other, exposing each other. And today this happened.
We are heading to the studio, inshallah. We're going to continue there. Whoa. Aki,
Wallahi,
come
I
on.
heard everything.
Aki.
Wallahi, I heard you're a fake Muslim.
How? Aki.
How about coming? He's calling me schizo-mental. Who? Muhammad Hijab, I heard him on the street.
No, he didn't.
Wallahi, I heard him. He's a fake Muslim. in front of me. He's trying to pull it back and he's calling me schizo.
Now, for context, he's about to claim that Ali Dawah and Muhammad Hijab have guns and drugs in their van, and he calls the police on them. But yeah, that's just the context of the video. Take a look at this.
No, you didn't say anything, brother. I went and saw the stream. You called me a schizo mentally ill, so I'm gonna play that role. No, Muhammad Hijab. Fuck that, man. No, listen, brother. I told him I'm coming to you as a sincere Muslim, and he's calling me. I'm blocking it. Wallahi al-Azim, I want Muhammad Hijab said right now. Wallahi al-Azim, I don't care. Play it, bro. Record everything, bro.
Please, why are you doing that?
Do you know why, my brother? Do you know why? I came to take a picture. No, brother. Listen, I'm following this van. I'm finding out where the studio is. I'm coming with the man. Wallahi al-Azim, I'm coming with the man. I'm stripping them naked. Watch. Wallahi, watch. I'm angry. That's it.
Wallahi, I'm not scared of you.
I know. I'm not scared. But did you hear what he said?
The claim is coming now. This is a big claim. Listen to this because, whoa, we see what's going on in the world. And I'm not going to make any claims because I don't know what's going on. But listen to the claims he's about to make about his Muslim brothers.
Did you hear what he said?
Habibi, listen to me. Ayub, come on, bro. You're a Muslim.
Bro, did you hear that?
Habibi, I don't
That's
fear you.
backbiting.
I don't fear Allah. I don't fear you and your man.
I want what's right.
Gonna bring.
I want what's right.
I'm showing you love. I'm showing you love. I'm showing you love. But don't take me for an idiot.
In front of my face. I know, but wait.
Listen to me.
Call the police, my bro, man. I'll see there's drugs in the van right now.
Habibi, listen to me.
Get in your car, let's go.
Let's get in the car. Did you hear from me?
No, I heard it from Muhammad, man.
Okay, did I say anything?
He's a fake Muslim.
He's not.
Wallahi, he is.
Let's go into your car and let's talk. Let me go into your car.
Police, please.
Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to continue playing this video, but to answer this question, at the beginning of this live stream, I addressed the Texas and Canada situation. So if you rewind the live stream, you'll be able to watch that part and then catch up live. But we are going into this. We're going to get back into that segment in a moment anyway. But yeah, listen to this claim because this is absolutely huge.
Yeah, please, emergency weapons, drugs inside the van. They pulled up on me, 10 of them.
Habibi, go, please.
Me quick.
Ustad Wahidi,
I'm on Wardour Street, 141 Wardour Street.
Ustad,
police, hi. I've had a van full of drugs and weapons, and they go out and threaten me. Number plate.
You're a Muslim. You're a Muslim. You're a Muslim.
2, 3.
You're a Muslim. Okay, don't lie. You're a Muslim.
Panda.
It's Ramadan.
Uniform Yankee.
Habibi, it's Ramadan.
They go.
Look at them all panicking now. This is crazy.
Come on. Habibi, come. Habibi, you're a Muslim. Habibi, you're a Muslim. Ayub, basically, he's called the police.
Yeah, so that happened. And then, obviously, I don't know what happened after, but Ali Dawah called the police himself. And however that went down, that went down. But those were huge claims. And these types of things have been happening continually now. Muslims turning on each other. Obviously, we see things far, far deeper than that happening where actual attacks have happened in Texas now and Canada. And people are wondering why the Iranian people are so happy, why they're celebrating so much. Maybe because they've been set free from this insane ideology that has been oppressing them for over 40 years. So yeah, you get the point, right? The Iranians are extremely, extremely happy, and I support their freedom. Now, one thing that I have noticed is this lady here is very strange, and she's involved in British politics. Her name is Bushra Shark, or however you say her name. And she said Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, is safe, alive, and well. She was in denial yesterday. Then she puts a tweet out a little after saying, yesterday, the US and Israel assassinated the leader of a sovereign nation in blatant violation of international law and basic morality. This should alarm everyone. So she's in the West, living in the United Kingdom, whilst calling for the support of a terrorist state and calling for Iran to be given nukes to use on the United Kingdom, to use on the West. It is absolutely insane. And this is a continual thing that we witness. Continual thing. We see these Islamists in the left getting involved in British politics. And this tweet was put out earlier where apparently the Iranian army is so bad, the Islamic army, that they accidentally hit their own boat.
2% inside have.
Yeah. So apparently that's how bad they are militarily. They hit their own boat. And sadly, this happened in Israel today, actually. Vivid posted this. He said, massive damage was caused by a ballistic missile an hour ago. At least 15 people were injured and 3 in critical condition, including a little girl. So I'm not going to show you anything graphic, just going to show you the rubble. So yeah, I'm going to pause it there because I don't want to show you anything graphic, but apparently there were multiple people injured. And I want to show you a video of this lady. I made a full video on her in the past. She was one of the Iranian women from Iran who took off her hijab and was showing her hair. And look how joyful she is in this video. Like, I'm not even Iranian, but I got emotional from this video earlier when I saw it.
Every morning I wake up reading that my people being killed by Ali Khamenei, but this is the first morning in my life that I get the good news and I want to run. I want to run. I want to run. I want to run. I want to just run. I want to just run and shout and shout and shout out of joy, out of joy, out of joy, out of joy.
Ali Khamenei is dead! Free Iran! Free Iran! Dictator Ali Khamenei is dead! Dictator of my country is gone! Oh my God, I love America. Thank you. Ali Khamenei is dead! Ali Khamenei is dead! I love Iran! I love America! I want to tell everyone! Yes! Oh my God, thank you! Thank you! Thank you, America! I need to tell everyone!
Amazing. Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
You see, so it means so much to them. And sadly, the mainstream media, the left, have been trying to spin it as if the Islamic Republic are the innocent ones. It's insanity. And remember that video I showed you earlier of the Afghan migrants wrecking the streets of Paris? Well, at least in this place in Paris, near the Eiffel Tower, this is what's taking place. Persian people are celebrating. Truly awesome. Now, I have another story that you may or may not know about, but I think it is absolutely ridiculous. This was a post from Ricky Doolan, and he says, Britain is a Christian country. No English Premier League match should be stopped for players to break a fast of a foreign religion. The fans rightly booed. Yeah, they're literally changing the rules of football, or as you Americans would say, soccer. But they're changing the rules for Muslims so that they can have a break and get a drink of water to break their religious fast or whatever. So yeah, crazy. They're literally breaking the rules of football or soccer for you American folks. By the way, I'm not making fun of you guys. I love America, but yeah, it's always been something I love to joke about with the American people is that you guys call it soccer. It's crazy because you guys call football soccer and then you call American football, where you use your hands, football. Anyways, so this is now a Christian praying after the match.
Worthy is your name, Jesus. You deserve to pray.
So yeah, praise Yah for that. Hallelujah for that. And this is what Ricky Doolan actually had to say about the situation in British football,
Right, I will say this, that the Leeds fans showing discontent with what happened in the match yesterday should not be under scrutiny or persecution. It is a very valid and fair response to them having religion inserted into their...
Fair enough. I didn't know the word soccer came from England. Fair enough. You learn something new every day, mate.
Valid and fair response to them having religion inserted into their game of football that they've paid good money for. So we have to understand that it's a wrong move from the Premier League to allow this breaking of the fast to interrupt the play, because this is the reason why. What they are doing by allowing that is they are allowing religious practice to enter into the game. Now remember, if they're going to do that, then they have to do that for all religions. It's got to be equal across the board. That means games shouldn't be on a Sunday. Games shouldn't happen in Easter.
Now, obviously, he's not actually calling for this. He's just showing the hypocrisy.
And even as Christians, it's not like that is a demand. There's so many Christian players in the Premier League. And remember, the Christian players were getting in trouble for just having Jesus on their shirts or just having an LGBTQ armband and refusing to wear it.
And for those of you who don't know, this is something that I learned about a few years ago. In football and also American football, the television companies sometimes blur out the word Jesus if it's written on somebody's clothes. If someone's wearing a headband where it says Jesus, they blur it out. But they're actually stopping entire matches for Islam. It's mad.
So you have all of these inconsistencies that are taking place. And that's where the biggest argument and the biggest frustration is. And listen, if football fans who pay for them tickets, who pay the wages and all of the different things that happen at these football clubs through their ticket money, their season tickets, their merchandise purchases, they should be respected. And by inserting religious practices into the Premier League, those fans are not being respected. They're being disrespected, and they're showing that through booing and through speaking. And that should not be condemned, all right? So Premier League, sort it out.
What do you think about this situation? Do you agree with Ricky? Do you agree with me? Or do you think that it's fine to shut down entire football matches and change the rules for an ideology that is not even compatible with the Western way of life? Now, moving on to another story that we touched on the other day. You know this man, Harman Singh Kapoor, who refuses to serve halal meat and then had his daughter threatened by Muslims. He has released more footage of his restaurant pretty much being surrounded by Muslims and become like a little social media stunt now, where Muslims show up, insult him for not serving halal meat.
Record it. I am proud I don't sell halal. I'm proud. I'm proud I don't sell halal. It's my shop. Record it.
Yeah, and he's right. It's his shop. He doesn't have to sell halal meat. In fact, one of the policies of Restore Britain is to get halal meat banned because of its cruel way of being slaughtered. Here is a report from Tommy Robinson today speaking about the Iranian situation. I'm not going to go through the entire clip, but I'll show you a little bit of it.
Have been glued to what's happening in Iran. You can't watch the scenes, whether it be from the high-rise flats or the women on the streets, whether they're dancing, the scenes across Europe, across the West, of all of the Iranian people celebrating, cheering, dancing, crying, emotional, happy. They see, they can taste their freedom. They can taste their freedom, and Donald Trump and America gave them that. Keir Starmer didn't. No, Keir Starmer made a video. Yeah, we need to enter into diplomacy. Yeah, that's it, Keir. Donald Trump's planned a fucking war plan, and he's going to stop it because you mug, said we need some talks with jihadists. And to those who don't understand, the regime is a jihadist regime. They fund every terrorist organisation. So those who are saying, what's it got to do with us in Britain? They've been funding shit against us for 3-4 decades. They hate us. Listen to what they're saying in their own parliament and schools. Deaf to England, deaf to England, deaf to America, deaf to America.
You know, it's crazy because that is literally what they're shouting continually. They hate the West. They hate our ideological positions. They hate our freedom of speech. They hate that we can criticize Islam openly. And you know what? Maybe I will play this video all the way through because Tommy has some great points in this video.
They hate us. Every terror plot, every terrorist organisation, you will literally, if you take them out, which we have, it looks like he's dead. The Ayatollah's dead, yeah? That's a victory in the first hours for the United States, for the world, for freedom, for everyone, but especially for those enslaved people in Iran. They will be cheering, and hopefully it's a quick transition, hopefully, yeah? But if you've been fighting against it, you have your choice here, yeah? Speaking out against them scum, do you understand who they are? And people say, why does it affect Britain? You know what country's being flooded with Sudanese migrants? That's because Iran are funding the Muslim Brotherhood who are committing terrorism and jihad and war in Sudan. Everything comes back to Iran. If they're replaced with a pro-Western, pro-freedom, if that country becomes a pro-West loving, free speech loving, caring nation that it was before we, the West, you know, France, look at Macron. Macron, this is wrong. This is wrong. I'll tell you what's wrong. You wankers put the Ayatollah in. You played your part, France. Your government did. Yeah. So you did, and you're not brave enough now. Do you know why the Western nations, to the rest of the world watching this, do you know why most of them, France, probably Germany, maybe Sweden, Britain, do you know why they won't come out and side on the right side? Because they're terrified of the jihadists they've imported in.
Yeah, it's crazy because there's so many people who have now realized that a lot of Muslims, they're just all talk on the internet. But even the ones that are all talk on the internet, sometimes they have connections with real insane ones. And a lot of people are fearful to speak out because of what might happen to them, not only from the Islamists, but also from the government who falsely accuse people sometimes in many Western nations.
So then our global decisions and our political decisions have to be weighed upon the fear of the sleeper cells that are in our country. And we might upset the Muslims and they might riot, burn and bomb everything. Well, we can't live our lives like that instead of making our decisions. And so saying, well, there's already loads of them in our country. There's already loads. So shall we wait? If they had a nuclear bomb, if they did, which they want to get, if they did, they're jihadists. They're not logical people. Yeah. They think they're going up there if they blow us all up. If they had a nuclear button, they'd just go, boom, see you later. And they won't care if they get hit back with one. They'll actually be happy. They'll be on their way to heaven for loads of little virgins and 14 young boys that never grow old, because that's what it says.
Yeah, crazy.
So, it's a good day for freedom. It's a good day for the people of Iran. I know it's early stages, but to all the people who have been talking out against the downfall of the Ayatollah, you picked the wrong fucking side at one of the most important moments. You chose weakness. God bless the United States of America. Well,
so there you go. There you go. And, you know, this is a very short clip here, but Charlie Kirk got it. He understood what was going on. And I believe that's one reason why he is no longer with us, sadly.
What do you actually know about Iran? Persia was a great power. And then Iran took a turn for the worst. Interestingly enough, there was the Shah of Iran, and then the Shah was displaced by Mossadegh. Mossadegh was democratically elected. Now, to be very fair, the United States and Britain got rid of Mossadegh, and then we reinstalled the Shah. Bad decision, which then led to the Iranian Revolution, where radical Islam took over Iran. Look at some of these pictures of what Iran used to be. It was wealthy, it was proud, it was strong. The Persians are wonderful people. Some of my closest friends are Persians, and I love the Persian people. And we should have a heart for the Persian people to try and have a better future. Regime change is very difficult to talk about. I actually don't like talking about regime change. It's very complicated, but understand that there can be brighter days ahead for the Iranian people. And just look at some of these pictures of how beautiful Iran used to be, how beautiful Tehran used to be. And it's very easy to kind of sit in your Western armchair and be like, oh, Israel's terrible. Well, you were able to enjoy free speech rights and a lot of rights here in the West that Iran used to have. And if you are serious about actually protecting human rights, you should want to make Iran Western again.
So yeah, very, very great points there from Charlie. And these are actually scenes from Iran right now. These are the Islamists in Iran who actually supported Khamenei, who is now eliminated. But it's crazy. Look how many of them there are. And what do you think they're cheering for? Do you think this is a peaceful gathering, or do you think they are seeking revenge? Yeah, crazy. And someone actually said that these people are calling for the activation of sleeper cells. Now, obviously, that's an alleged statement, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. And Iranians are continually warning the West. You know, this is one thing I want to say for all the people out there who said, oh, who cares about Iran? Who cares about Iran? Who cares what's going on over there? The reason why we should care is because they understand what it is like to have freedom, to be completely liberated, to have freedom of speech, to have your own free choices, to have your hair out, to go to school like we have currently in the West, and then have it taken away because of Islamists allying with the left, and the left in their naivety thinking that, oh no, they're just peaceful. Their books might have said those things, but they don't actually practice those things anymore. They know. The Iranians know.
Iranian here with another pro tip for anyone who's not from the Middle East. In order to understand why Iranians are fighting against the Islamic Republic and want their Shah to return, there are 3 facts that you just have to accept. Number 1, Iran is not a Muslim country, and prior to 1979, we were a modern, secular, westernizing nation. Number 2, the 1979 Islamic Revolution, or as I like to call it, the Islamic coup d'etat, was not an organic movement. It was orchestrated by communists and Islamists, and it was funded and supported by Western nations.
Okay, do you get that, everybody? Because this is the information that I want you to grasp, and we should want everyone to grasp, that the left, the reason they are so dangerous is because they are the ones who open up the floodgates for ideologies that want to destroy us. It's not a game, it's not a joke, it's not just something that couldn't ever happen. These are possibilities, and the reason why we have national security put in place is so that these things don't happen, so that democracy isn't overthrown, so that democracy isn't used, democratic systems, to get rid of democracy. And you have to be educated about these things and know that it is possible, but it is impossible if you know what is coming, because then you can put up the barriers and stop these alliances from actually taking place.
And number 3, the Shah of Iran was not a dictator. In fact, the Shah of Iran was protecting Iranians from Islamists and communists. Unfortunately, everyone in the West has just dealt with the historical revisionism that's been put out there by communists and Islamists to justify taking over Iran in 1979 and turn it into an Islamic hellhole governed by Sharia law. So if you're wondering why Iranians are taking to the streets and protesting against Islam, wanting to overthrow the Islamic Republic, and calling for the return of the Shah, the current king in exile, His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi. That's because everything you think you know about Iran and everything the Western media, communists, leftists, and Islamists have told you about Iran is a lie. And now you know.
Oh, something breaking just happened. And I'm not sure what this is about, but Keir Starmer just put out a statement. He just put this out. I don't even know what this is about, but we're going to check it out together. This is apparently his new position on the Middle East. Just been tweeted out.
Yesterday, I spoke to you about the situation in the Gulf and explained that the United Kingdom was not involved in the strikes on Iran. That remains the case. Over the last 2 days, Iran has launched sustained attacks across the region at countries who did not attack them. They've hit airports and hotels where British citizens are staying. This is clearly a dangerous situation. We have at least 200,000 British citizens in the region, residents, families on holiday, and those in transit.
You know, this is a good point. Who voted for this idiot? Someone said. Sneako said. Apparently 80% of the United Kingdom didn't vote for him. How he got into power? Insanity, that's how.
I ask all our people in the region to please register your presence and follow Foreign Office travel advice. I know this is a deeply worrying time, and we will continue to do all we can to support you. Our armed...
Wait, what did he just say that?
I know this is a deeply worrying time, and we will continue to do all we can to support you.
What a lying... This guy is such a deceiving liar. It is unbelievable.
Our armed forces, who are located across the region, are also being put at risk by Iran's actions. Yesterday, Iran hit a military base in Bahrain, narrowly missing British personnel. The death of the supreme leader will not stop Iran from launching these strikes. Their approach is becoming even more reckless and more dangerous to civilians. Our decision that the UK would not be involved with the strikes on Iran was deliberate, not least because we believe that the best way forward for the region and for the world is a negotiated settlement, one in which Iran agrees to give up any aspirations to develop a nuclear weapon. But Iran is striking British interests nonetheless and putting British people at huge risk, along with our allies across the region. That is the situation we face today.
By the way, for anyone just tuning in, this just came out, this speech. This is his new position on the Middle East. We have a few minutes more of it, and then we'll head into the other news that I had planned to go through.
Our partners in the Gulf have asked us to do more to defend them. And it is my duty to protect British lives. We have British jets in the air as part of coordinated defensive operations, which have already successfully intercepted Iranian strikes. But the only way to stop the threat is to destroy the missiles at source, in their storage depots, or the launchers which are used to fire the missiles. The United States has requested permission to use British bases for that specific and limited defensive purpose. We have taken the decision to accept this request to prevent Iran firing missiles across the region, killing innocent civilians, putting British lives at risk, and hitting countries that have not been involved. The basis of our decision is the collective self-defense of long-standing friends and allies and protecting British lives. That is in accordance with international law, and we are publishing a summary of our legal advice. We are not joining these strikes, but we will continue with our defensive actions in the region. And we will also bring experts from Ukraine together with our own experts to help Gulf partners shoot down Iranian drones attacking them. I want to be very clear. We all remember the mistakes of Iraq, and we have learned those lessons. We were not involved in the initial strikes on Iran, and we will not join offensive action now. But Iran is pursuing a scorched earth strategy, so we are supporting the collective self-defense of our allies and our people in the region, because that is our duty to the British people. It is the best way to eliminate the urgent threat and prevent the situation spiraling further. This is the British government protecting British interests and British lives.
Yeah, so that is a report that is a post that he just put out on his own Twitter. And yeah, so let me know what you think about that. Most of you already did in the chat. But this is another breaking story that I want to show you that I found pretty hilarious, actually. Apparently, the Iranian regime's TV has been hacked and Trump's message to the people has been played to the masses. So kind of funny, actually.
Is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it.
Yeah, so pretty funny, man, how the Iranian TV has been hacked and messages of Donald Trump are being played. And I want to show you this video of the Iranian people being extremely respectful as they walk through London. Like, genuinely, this is how people should, quote unquote, protest or celebrate in the streets of London.
So all these people, just want to point this out very quickly. So all these people are currently rallying up Whitehall. They have loudspeakers and loud chants to sing, okay? But as they pass the horse guards, all loud microphones, chants and singing has been turned off. Look how respectful that is to not scare the horse guards. Amazing. Just want to point this out very quickly. So all these people,
truly amazing. That's really respectful, and I appreciate that. As an English person, as a British person, you know, I am mixed with Spanish, but I still class myself as English. Now, these are the people, by the way, these people right here are the people who won an election in the United Kingdom. These people right here, they won in Gorton and Denton the other day. However you say that place. I didn't even know that place until the other day.
We will not be silent. We will raise the voice of Gaza. We will raise the voice of Palestine. Allahu Akbar.
They won an election on British soil. Can you believe that? They actually won an election on British soil. What is going on? How? And that's what we're having to put up with over here. People who have no idea about international politics, about ideologies that contradict our way of life. They're voting in those types of people. Absolutely insanity. Absolute insanity. Now, there was a few other posts that I wanted to show you, but now that I'm looking at them, I realized they're basically too graphic that it would probably get the video taken down, so I'm not going to risk those posts. But you can go and follow me over on Twitter. Here is my Twitter profile. And I also have a lot like this post here, which I can't show on YouTube. You can go and watch that over on my page. And I'm also going to retweet some of the other footage that I wanted to show you that I can't show you here directly on YouTube. But definitely do go and follow me over on Twitter, Saint AVS over there, if you want my unfiltered posts. And other than that, I hope you all have a beautiful day. If you do want to support my content, then you can check out my website. It is www.saintavs.com. I make watches, wallets, all these kind of things myself. I'm going to be designing some new t-shirts as well. And also have some one-off pieces that I am making. And apart from that, I hope you all have a beautiful day. Like and subscribe for more of this kind of content where, well, I bring you the news without filtering, filtered as much as I have to for YouTube purposes, but I will never sugarcoat the truth. And other than that, I love you all very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Shalom, shalom.